This is probably the most interesting headstrap for Quest 3 and 3S. Kkcobvr Q3 Pro. This is a very unique headstrap. It costs $50 and I can do something like that. Or, what's especially useful for mixed reality, I removed the facial interface and now I can change the distance between my eye and Quest. So it's really useful. And it has battery, 10,000 milliampere hours battery on 3.7 volts. It's 37 watt hours. So very similar to battery from S3 Pro from Bobovr, at least if we talk about capacity. And a lot of people ask me what to choose, this or Bobovr. So we will discuss this also. Normally, here is also top strap. Very comfortable top strap, but it's halo, so I and probably most of people don't need it. So I use it a little bit, and when I remove it, it was still very comfortable. And this head strap is very comfortable. And it's also different than every other head strap I have, not only because of this what I show you already, but it's also smaller. It's less wide, but I will show you everything later. And now let's see what was in the box when I received it. So in the box was manual, back part of the head strap itself, this small box, and the top strap. And in the small box was charging cable and the 37 watt hour battery. Later I will make a whole chapter about how good this battery really is, about all measurements I did. This back part is moving a little bit. It's very comfortable for me. And the cushion is a little bit more stiff, but as I said, for me, very comfortable. The top strap, which should be here, has cushion, but it's smaller than usually. But as I said before, also for me, very comfortable. And if we talk about measurements, I can check it already. Here it's about 16 centimeters, so 6.5 inch. And from this part, I should maybe measure it more like this. From this, here, 14 centimeters. So probably it's a great choice for people with small heads. I have small head. For me, comfort in this and in most of straps is very similar. But if someone has extra small head or it's a kid, probably this will be better than most of head straps. And if I open it to the end, now it's 18.5 centimeters here between these white parts and 23 centimeters. So it's pretty big. Knob is very loud, little bit loose, but it works. If I set it like this, it will stay. It will not get loose. If I open this and now try, also good. Quality of this is also good. Color match between Quest and the strap is not great. This is more gray, Quest is more white. The structure of the plastic is also different. This head strap is more shiny, little bit like older Bobovr head straps. before M3 Max and S3 Pro, and it looks a little bit vintage, like retro. Especially this. This is not pretty. I will show you on my face. But for me, how it looks, it's not so important. And weight balance is really good. The battery is about 183 grams, if I remember correctly. And it's good. Like, it's not front heavy anymore. The biggest problem I have with this head strap is those knobs. They are also pretty loud, but not as loud as the one behind me. But the quality of this is really bad. So, for example, normally I should use only those knobs, and it should stay like this. The headset, the Quest, should stay here. But if I use a little bit force, it's moving. So this is really serious issue, especially if I have facial interface on my head. Sometimes it's almost impossible to push it really tight to my face. Most of the time I don't need it, because this is halo strap, so there's no need for put pressure on my face. But sometimes I want just adjust it a little bit. And I have to be very careful. I have to remember that I can push it only up or down, not even a little bit here or to the front. Because if I do this, this will get loose and I will have to adjust it again. So this is the worst part and the best part, because the fact that I can adjust the length here is very useful, especially without especially without facial interface. And this head strap is great for mixed reality. It's also great for developers, for people who use screen and headset all the time. Like if they switch between this and this, because I can just move it like this, and it's very comfortable. I mean, it's very easy to pull it up, but now the balance is not great anymore. Right now, it's front heavy. I feel the weight in front of me. And if I move a little bit, now it's back heavy. So this is the issue, but it's still better to have this option than don't have it. I just have to remember to not move my head too much when this is up. Another issue is when we use this top strap. If I want to attach it, this goes here, this goes here, and now this should be like this and this. So if I want to adjust this part a little bit, also I have to adjust this. So it's really hard on the beginning to set it correctly. It would be much better if I could attach this somewhere here, and it would also look so much better. But it is how it is, and as I said, I don't have to use it, so I will remove it. And of course, this front strap cannot be on the bottom of Halo if we want those extra functions. Pulling up headset and length adjustments on the knobs. Also, like in almost every other head strap, I can remove this part and this part if I need to clean it, or also this part. Because this head strap is so good for mixed reality, I use it most of the time with facial interface from Globular Cluster, because it's magnetic, so I can attach it and detach it very easily, just like this. I should review this facial interface already, and I promise review will be on my channel very, very soon, like probably next week. So this is great combo. Now I would like to talk more about comfort of this head strap. You know already that for me it's very, very comfortable when I use it for VR and for mixed reality. But what about laying down? What about heavy movements in fitness games, etc.? So, knob in this head strap is inside, not outside, which is great. It's great for laying down. However, this battery is pretty big. I mean, maybe not big, but fat in this direction. So, if you try to lay down, you will push with the battery more to the pillow or something than with this. So it's not really made for laying down. This battery is just not flat enough for this head strap. It's not like in S3 Pro, where this is almost perfect, like it's almost the same. Here, it's not. When I was playing fitness games, it was very comfortable. It didn't get loose. It was very stable on my head. So those knobs are not a problem if I don't touch the Quest. They got loose only if I try to do something with it. Like if I push it a little bit, and not always. Like you see right now, when it's here, it's impossible for me to move it. Here, easy. Here, very hard. I don't want to destroy it, but yeah, it's here, it really holds it great. But here, when the headset is farther from our face, then this is the problem. Okay. Of course, for most people, for fitness games, Elite strap will be better than any Halo strap, but for me it's pretty much the same. And now let's talk more about the battery. So, officially it's 15 watts output and input, 3 amperes, 5 volts. As you know, I always do my own measurements. I could get 31.85 watt hours from it. So it's 86.1% efficient. It's okay. I would say that something between 85 and 90 is normal. So this and battery B100 from Bobovr are almost the same in terms of capacity, but they are very different in any other way. This 15 watts maximum output and input, I never got it. Maximum output was 14.4 watt when it was full. When it wasn't full, it was something between 13 and 14 watts. Quest can drain about 18 watts in peak. Mostly it's not. Mostly it will be about between 10 if we do absolutely nothing, if we just check something in menu, and about 13 to 15 when we play games. Sometimes it's a little bit more, especially in mixed reality, when depth sensor is working, when we use Quest Optimizer, then you can use even a little bit more. And this battery is okay, but it's not as powerful as the Bobovr or as some other headstraps batteries. So on current firmware version, Quest don't even try to keep 100% battery when we plug in power. Usually it tries to keep 70%, and if we connect anything above 70%, it will discharge slowly most of the time. But even if we try to hold 100%, with this battery, it wouldn't be possible. This battery is just not powerful enough. I never saw it charging with 15 watts. It was most of the time about 13 and half, and after 2 hours, 20 minutes slows down. To charge it to maximum, I needed about 3.5 hours, 3 hours 32 minutes to be precise, and after first 1 hour of charging, it had 10 watt hours, almost. There is battery level indicator. We can activate it with button. This USB-C is for charging, but we can use it also as output. So if you have a Bluetooth transmitter or something else to charge, you can use it. However, this cable, which we connect to Quest, it's only output, not input. So that's good, because if we empty the battery, Quest will not try to charge the battery, which, for what I know, sometimes happen with older Kkcobvr design headstraps. If Quest let me play in some game for 2 hours, adding this battery will increase this time to almost 5.5 hours total. And of course, it's always good to have second battery. It's hot swappable, and magnets here are really good. Like, it holds the battery great. Let's summarize my experience with this. Even with this issue, with those knobs in front, it's one of my favorite headstraps. It's very comfortable. It's very unique, this feature where I can just move the Quest up. I use it more often than I thought. Of course, most of this is because I test a lot of things. I use computer at the same time, and not always I use remote desktop, like virtual desktop or anything like that. Sometimes I just want to switch from Quest to this, and this way is just so much more comfortable than doing this normally. These knobs, I also use them often. However, this, without this front strap, will not work. So if I move it a little bit up, it will fall down if I start moving more. Oh, now it's loose on my head, but if I start moving more, it will fall down. So it will not hold like in Bobovr S3 Pro or M3 Max. It will work more like M3 Pro. Even worse. Like, this is very loose. Like, I need to put very little energy to pull it up or down. But for this headstrap, it's a good thing, because I want to pull it up or down easily. So I really like this headstrap, but they really should fix this issue. It's a big problem, a really big problem. But for $50, value for money is still very, very good. It's very hard to buy high quality headstrap with such battery and so many features. I don't know any direct competition for this headstrap. They have also for Vision Pro, without battery of course, and for Quest version without battery. This is Q3 Pro. Without battery is Q3. Don't buy normal version. buy a Pro version. The battery is very important also for counterbalance. And even if you don't need battery right now, maybe you don't know what is Quest Optimizer. Maybe you don't use Quest much. But as soon as you discover how much you can make, how useful is Quest for not only gaming but for so many other things. I have a lot of videos about it, and how good graphic can be with Quest Optimizer. But then the battery will be much more useful than it's right now. So buy this version, buy with battery. And I recommend it. It's really good head strap, but this issue, and as I said, so many questions about comparing Bobovr S3 Pro to this, but they are very different. This head strap is very premium. Everything here is so high quality. The plastic is so rigid. It's it's much more expensive, but you feel it, and there's the fan, which is also very useful. So Bobovr S3 Pro is much higher quality head strap, but it doesn't have this function, and it doesn't have this adjustments here. So it depends what you want. But if we talk only about quality and about the battery, Bobovr is just better, especially if you buy also charging dock, because with charging dock you can charge this battery in 1 hour to 69%. They say to 80, but I measured 69. So yeah, depends what you want. If I had only this head strap, I would be still very happy. I could use Quest for many hours every day, which I cannot say about every head strap. Some of them are much worse quality, much less comfortable for me. This one is very comfortable. So yeah, now you know everything. Links to everything are in the description. That's it. See you.